Remember When on 3AW 693.
3AW talking Melbourne.
Put your shoes on, Lucy, don't you know you're in the city? Put your shoes on, Lucy, it's really such a pity that Lucy can't go barefoot wherever she goes, 'cause she loves to feel the wiggle of her toes.
Andrew, you're looking at me quizzically. It's like we're about to introduce Debra Byrne. Why am I introing her?
I don't remember Debra singing that.
No,
in Sunset Boulevard. I don't remember that being a part of the show.
No, I don't think she trotted that one out on stage. But no, that's a connection. I got our guest Debra Byrne's home address years ago because I needed to post her a copy of that CD.
Oh, right.
Debra Byrne joins us. Hello, Debra.
Well, hello. I have sung that song many, many times.
Yes.
Because my daughter is named Lucille, and I used to sing that song to her very often.
Well, that was the thing about it. I remember we had you on when Philip Brady and Bruce Mansfield used to host the show,
right.
which they did for many years. Philip played. You just had Lucille, I think, and
I probably had, yeah.
And so Philip said, "Oh, do you know this song?" And we played "Put Your Shoes On, Lucy," and you loved it. And I posted you a copy of it on CD.
You sure did. You sure did.
And all these years later, how old's Lucille now?
She'll be 25 on the 12th of July.
Oh, my God. Where has that time gone?
Oh, well, it's gone.
And it can't come back, sadly. Andrew McLaren, Debra, I had really no particular knowledge of you at all because I never watched Young Talent Time because I didn't. I worked on those Saturday nights. Anyway,
you could have just faked it and said, I loved you on Young Talent Time, Debra.
But very importantly,
How rude.
I'm attending a function one night at the Royal Ballroom, used to be sort of grafted onto the exhibition buildings there, the old original exhibition buildings.
Oh, yes.
That venue, remember that? And they announced, and now to perform, here's Debra Byrne. And you were fantastic. I went from who's this girl to wow, she's fantastic. And you were doing, I remember one song you did, it was Every Day I Have to Cry, the Dusty Springfield song, and it was just brilliant. And you were there in a green satin outfit, and you were just saying, wow, that's talent. And of course you've proved how talented you are. That was just after you would have left, I think, Young Talent Time. So, and that's 30 odd years ago, isn't it? Or more.
I wish.
Sorry about that, yes. I was just done some calculations myself, yes. It's more like 40 years ago.
Yeah, my maths is terrible, but I think it's a lot more than 30 years ago.
Now, you've been very busy being a parent and a parent all over again, but you're treading the boards. You're back on stage now. I
just finished 3 concerts, and I've had the most amazing 3 concerts. I wrote a show called Feels Like Home, and oh my goodness, I am thrilled with how we were able to present this show to 3 lovely audiences, and the band and I, we're just so happy with how it's gone down, and we can really feel where this show can grow. I'm very happy with it.
Feels Like Home is just such a beautiful, emotive title too, isn't it?
It really is, and I think it's such an important part of everyone's lives. Lives that that what home means to them, and it's becoming a very fragile thing. Home. It's not as easy to maintain having a home. It's been very difficult for many people for many reasons, and. So I think this came about during the floods and the fires, and how so many people become displaced, and also globally how, people have been, have to move out of their country, because it's just not a safe place to be. There's one song in particular that I love to sing in this show, and it's called A Safe Place to Land. And I think that is something that most Australians haven't experienced, that to actually find a new home in a new country, that is a very difficult thing to do.
So what's the theme of the show? There's a particular theme about it all, is there, Deborah?
The theme is what home means to you, and what, because there are some people that still, their family home still exists and they can return home. There's some people where they can't return home. It wasn't a safe place, and it's not a place they can return home to. And there's people that can enjoy those gatherings in the family home and return home and relive the beautiful memories and such. And then there are people that have lost their homes for many reasons. And it's become something that, I think we used to take it so much for granted to be able to secure a home of our own, and that is becoming increasingly more difficult. And that all those different reasons, I thought, I'd like to just sing about home and about how people feel about their home.
Well, I seem to recall it was a couple of years ago now. You were at risk of being homeless because the house that you were in and looked after very well was sold by the owners. And there was a story about that, wasn't there?
Yes, well, that was during the rental crisis.
Yes.
And because we were renting, we found ourselves in a huge predicament, and we were 3 weeks away from being homeless.
That must have been terrifying.
It is. It is very terrifying. I'm a pretty organised girl. I made sure that we put everything in storage, everything that we didn't need, just the things we love and want. But everything that we needed, we kept at home. So we were living in the bare minimum so that at any moment when we could secure a home, we were able to do that, and we were able to move very quickly. So that was how I managed that situation. And yet, we just couldn't get a look in. It took for my daughter and her husband to offer the landlord 3 months in advance for us to get in the door.
Now, Deborah, without being too personal, are things on the home front more stable now?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, I have my grandson in my care, and I've raised him since birth. He's 18 now, and he's going through some very, very difficult changes. He has special needs, and we're going through a very difficult time with him. He is presenting behaviour that is unprecedented, and unfortunately, the system that is meant to help families with these concerns is so broken that we've been in crisis with him for close on 60 days. And we still cannot keep him safe, and we still can't get the help we need. And that is because our system, the system in mental health, in public health, all the things that are meant to help people like us are so broken. The NDIS is full of holes. It's full of mismanagement. It's full of scams. There are people that will just promise you the world and abandon you, And it's so monetary driven. This is a caring situation, and the care factor is so low in the industry. It's so driven by money. And that, I think, you don't even have to have experience to be a support worker. All you need is an ABN number. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's not good.
We've had support workers that are abysmal. We've had more support workers that I've had to dismiss than we've had good ones. Wow. Because all you need is an ABN number. That's it.
So where is your grandson now?
He's actually at this moment at the Werribee Hospital.
Okay. So,
which at the moment is the safest.
safe. Yeah, safe at least.
And
yes.
and I'm going to go to bed tonight, and I'm going to get a good night's sleep because I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted from this trauma that I and my younger daughter Lucille have been living through, trying to keep Aaron safe, with very little support, and I mean close to zilch. You're promised all sorts of things. Social workers are going to call you. They don't. Mental health assessments are done. Oh, no, we can't help you. We don't have that service. This is in a hospital, for goodness sake. So, and he was presenting with chest pain for weeks, which we thought was possible anxiety. And then he caught a train to Geelong, ended up at the Barwon Health Hospital, where they identified that he had a thing called pericarditis, which is an inflammation of the lining of the heart. That took too long for that to be identified.
Yeah.
And he'd had so many visits to emergency. So it's been a hellish near 60 days for my family. And Aaron, he's just in a state of constant fight and flight, and this is unsustainable. It's unmanageable, but we're expected to manage it without the support that's needed.
Our heart goes out to you, of course, and on behalf of the listeners as well. It's very upsetting.
Oh, I'm sure if you put a line out there and said, call in, you would get thousands of people. This is happening to so many carers. It is an absolute crisis in our public health. It's appalling.
Well, yes, this is the interview has taken a turn we hadn't quite expected. Nothing wrong with the turn, Deborah, but
No,
it's just quite confronting to hear all this. And hopefully from here on in, your grandson is in better care. He's at Werribee Hospital, did you say, at the moment?
He's at Werribee Hospital at the moment.
And being well cared for, we would hope.
We would hope. Absolutely. I'll go there tomorrow, and I'll make sure that they hear me loud and clear that I will not accept anything but the best of care. I am done. I am done being told something's going to happen and it doesn't. I'm done being told, we can put this in place and it's never put in place.
Excuse me,
promises.
Just to interrupt, I'm sorry, but where does Aaron normally live? Where does he sleep overnight normally?
With me.
With you?
With us. We're at home, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
This is an unmanageable situation.
Is he of age when he is released?
He's 18, you see.
Okay.
So legally, because he's 18, no one can detain him, no one can contain him, no one can, the police can't touch him,
Yeah.
I can't touch him, Ambos can't touch him. I don't mean even aggressively. I just mean they can't.
Mm.
And yet he has the mind of an 8-year-old with cognitive disabilities. This law is ridiculous. These people are not of an 18-year-old. They are often so far mentally behind that age.
What about having...
And it just makes everything so much more difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is out of line to say this, but what about a special care facility for Aaron to reside in?
Wouldn't that be lovely?
But does he need to make that decision himself legally, does he?
He does, but also we had a service provider who was going to look after Aaron while I was doing these shows for 7 days, and also so Aaron and so Lucille and I could have some respite because we are exhausted and mentally and physically, and the woman abandoned him. And she has all his belongings. This service provider has all his belongings in a house, as well as his medication, and she is not picking up her phone. I cannot contact her. This is how bad it gets. You'll hear, you could hear, 100 stories just in one afternoon of the poor treatment the carers get, and the client. It's not just the carers; it's the person themselves who's in crisis, and the help is not there.
Are you Aaron's legal guardian, Debra?
I'm his legal. I have been his legal guardian since he was 1 year old. I got guardianship of him then. I am not, since he's 18, I now have to apply for legal guardianship again. Yes.
Are you going to do that?
Oh, absolutely. And I just hope it comes through legal aid, because I don't have that kind of money. I've been on the pension for so long and unable to work for so long that, I live by the pension. And that's another thing that really drives me. A support worker can get $54 a day. On the weekends, that's up to $104 a day.
Yes.
I get the pension. I do it 24/7.
It's just not
and
right,
I'm
is
the
it?
one with all the experience.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And we don't get to clock off,
No, it's 24/7, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I'm going to go for that job because that pays really, really well, and all I need to provide is an ABN number.
It's not. It's a broken
Makes
system.
sense, doesn't it?
It's a broken system. Clearly.
Totally broken system. Totally.
When do you expect Aaron back with you? Is there any? Have you got any sort of contact?
Well, I'll be there. I'm going there tomorrow, and I'm going to be having very, very firm discussions with them there about. Rather than they go, what do you want? I'm going to say, what can you offer? What do you think is the best way forward? Because I am his carer. I don't know everything about trying to keep him safe in this community. That's your job. Do your job. And unless they've got, unless they're just going to throw their hands in the air, which, does happen, I'm going to have to start searching for help. And I'm glad that I'm saying this on radio because, they say sometimes just put it out there. You never know how it's going to come to you. So maybe there's someone tonight listening saying, look, I know exactly what you need.
I wouldn't be surprised if other outlets jumped onto this, and hopefully some good can come out of your honesty.
So. I really do hope so, because this isn't just about me and Aaron and Lucille trying to live through this. This is happening to hundreds of people, and it's probably a lot more. But I don't know statistically what the figures are, but I can tell you it's pretty bad.
Well, Debra, our time is sadly up. As Andrew said, it's taken a different turn than we were expecting
well,
tonight.
I'm very kind that you asked. I'm very pleased you asked the question, but I hope you weren't too disturbed by the answer. And I must say, doing these 3 shows has been quite remarkable, and it also showed me very much that I am a real tough cookie, and I can get up there and deliver a beautiful show.
Was that also quite cathartic for you to be able to focus on something else? Did that help? That distraction, as it were.
Look, I think what I've come out of it knowing is that I am able to continue to perform, and this show is only going to grow. It's only going to get slicker and more melodic. And, this was 3 days, and I can see that I'm going to get back out there in a much, much more prolific way, I guess.
Well, when the next set of shows are announced, Deborah, we'll have to get you on and give them a good plug and chat about.
I do hope so. That'd
about
be
that then.
lovely.
And we really do hope on behalf of everybody listening that you're in a happier place by the next time we speak, and I hope that's very soon.
Look, darling, I'm always in a pretty firm, happy place. I don't go for happy. I go for contentment, and I go for just having some peace of mind. And yes, this is traumatic, but I've learned a lot over the years. I've done my work, I've done my therapy, and I can remain very calm. And that's something that I had to really work on, and I'm succeeding. And so I'm pleased about that.
And the love of a grandmother / carer is second to none. So that would give you a strength as well. We've had a lot of text messages, by the way. I won't read them out, but a lot of text messages wishing you all the best, and others saying they have similar situations that they're aware of as well. So I hope this is being. I hope some good comes of the conversation tonight.
I do too. I really do. There's a lot of people who need help.
There certainly is.
A lot of people.
Deborah, congratulations to you for your strength and for being so open with the audience tonight and with us. It's been lovely to chat to you, although not the conversation we'd expected. It is lovely to hear your voice and great to acknowledge your talent and your strength.
You're very lovely. Thank you so much.
Debra Byrne.